Hey everybody, it says I'm live, so I'm going to assume that I'm live. And let's get the logistics straightened out because it changes all the time. So I normally go with natural light, but it's a little bit more difficult because, believe it or not, I'm in the LA area right now, and believe it or not, we've had 3 constant days of rain. And I'm not talking about rain like, ooh, I got a little bit wet. I'm talking about like hey, how's that art coming? We're going to need that pretty soon. So I don't know about you guys, like any of you in the LA area are going through the same thing right now. But we've had, let's see, since Friday, 3 straight days of rain and overnight, like really loud. Now, for me, I don't know how, if you guys are like me, you should probably hope you're not. But if you guys are like me, the rain actually kind of puts me to sleep at night. So the sound of rain is like really nice, but helps put me to sleep. Dark and rain kind of puts me to sleep. But it's been kind of crazy. It's been like, 3 constant days of rain. And I haven't been anywhere near where there's like low areas or creeks or rivers or anything like that. But I'm assuming that they're running pretty fast because there's a flood warning here in, I think, all of LA County, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like we already have some people in the room, a decent amount of people in the room. Now, we start out with Bean Man 25. Now, Bean Man, I don't recall your name. Now, it could just be that, I'm old and I just don't remember things like I used to. But you said huge W for Trippy Food. Thank you. Stream. Weekly lurker. So I'm assuming that you watch the live stream a lot, but you just don't participate in it. But you decided to participate today. So my question for you is, what brings you to our live stream? What brings you to our channel? It sounds like you've been somebody who's been watching us for a while. And where you're from? Like, I don't need street addresses or anything, just the closest metropolitan area is fine. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Bean Man, because I think most of these other people, we see each other every week, like here in digital text, but we see each other every week. So let's see. Already we have in the room Miguel Rangel, Ice Hand, Joshua Maxwell, Jared Tierno, Jeff. Jeff is here. So yeah, we already have a nice group of people. So Bean Man, we would like to welcome you to our group. It's not a cult or anything like that, but we just like to welcome you to our group as we want to do. So when you get a chance, just tell us who you are and where you're from. And again, you don't have to get into specifics or anything. We're not going to track you or anything like that. So Janice is here. Welcome, Janice. And I did want to mention there's a fair number of you in the room already. I did want to let people know. So yesterday, Saturday, Janice Yamanaka and I got together. We went to the LA Farmers Market and we did some filming there. So we filmed a couple of small episodes that were unrelated to Farmers Market. And then we walked around Farmers Market and full story. When Janice and old guy in Colorado were in town, we went and we did a few things. So one of the things we did was we went to the La Brea Tar Pits. One of the things we did was went to Farmers Market. And you've seen probably, we released some of the videos that we did at LA Original Farmers Market. But I also filmed a Farmers Market video. And I was in the process of editing that. And when I looked at the footage, Janice and Tom were in it for maybe a total of 3 seconds. And there was nothing that they weren't in it directly or anything. And so Janice and I got together because she had some interesting stuff that we filmed. And I suggested I had to go to LA Farmers Market anyways. And so I was able to at least put her in more footage than I already had. So unfortunately, I will try to put Tom in as much of the footage that I can find that Tom's in. I will try to put that in there. But unfortunately, I'm not even sure if we have Tom like talking or anything or video. But we'll put in as much as we can find in there. Dave Aiken's here. Bob's here. Hey, Bob, what's up? How you doing, Bob? Have not talked to you in a while. We need to fix that. Yeah. So yesterday we filmed a bunch of stuff. So you'll see more of Janice's presence in the video that we finally released for the LA's Farmers Market. But like I said, unfortunately, Tom being in Colorado and all, I'm not sure how much we're going to actually get to work him in. But I'll try to find as much of him in the footage as I can and get him in the videos. So that's coming up. Was going to do also while we're here, we went to the La Brea Tar Pits, also known as the Tartar Pits, and we and it was the same deal. I didn't even have like intros and outros for those. But I do have some footage, and I will put Janice and Tom as much of the footage I can pull out there and put them in there. But I do need to go back to the La Brea Tar Pits at least to do an intro and an outro, and I'm probably going to try to get that done in the next couple of weeks. So a lot of stuff to edit, a lot of stuff that I have to do, and the smaller episodes, the one-offs and everything, probably going to try to get those edited and up probably in the next week or so, because a lot of those are like timely or new stuff. So try to get them up as quickly as I can. All right. Did I miss anybody? I did not miss anybody. And it appears that that Bean Man is kind of a quiet person. I'm going to say man because man is in his name, unless his last name is Bean Man. It's possible. So it looks like Bean Man likes to stay in the sidelines and stay, quiet, and that's okay. So welcome anyways, Bean Man. Welcome to the room. Everybody, please give Bean Man a warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome. All righty. So we have a night. Oh, look at this. Like we are 7 minutes in and we have like 12 people. Again, I'm working on logistics. The lighting is kind of weird because, like I said, it was supposed to the rain was supposed to have stopped and was supposed to start back up around 5. It already started back up, so it's raining right now, and so I'm trying to work through the light. I have my ring light here, I have the natural light over here, I have the ceiling light on over here, and we're just trying to work through it. So that lighting could change during the course of the live stream, and we'll try to compensate. But how does it look? How does it look to you guys? Everything okay? Lighting look okay? Video look okay? Audio okay? How does it, I need some feedback, guys. What's the alcoholic beverage today? Well, Joshua, let's see, it's 2:07. Can you wait 7 minutes? In 7 minutes, we're gonna dive right into that because that's the first one. I'll give you a sneak preview. Are you going to be joining us in enjoying an alcoholic beverage? Well, all right, I'm going to say enjoying it. I don't know. I never know if I'm going to enjoy it or not. I think for the most part, we've been pretty lucky, and a lot of them have been decent. But there have been a couple of them that were just like. I remember when we did the 7-Eleven live stream. So all the products that we did on the show were from 7-Eleven, and I remember we had that beatbox wine or whatever you want to call that comes in a little like juice box thing, and it was horrible. It was like absolutely horrible. But that's the exception. One of the things that occurs to me is that I do a lot of beers, and I don't know, maybe it's because I like the flavor of beer and I like the flavor of different beers. I don't do a lot of IPAs because I'm not a big fan of IPAs, but I should do more. But really, I haven't really done anything else in terms of adult beverages like wines. I have not really done anything in the way of wines, and I think I probably ought to. The problem with wines is that typically you've got to buy a bottle like that. Like for me, this our adult beverage of choice today. This is I consider a large can. So this is more than I would normally drink. On my Trippy Food beer day or beer night, I would drink, a regular size can. And this is, I would say on the large side. But for wines, typically you got to buy a bottle. And I'm just like not a big, what happened? I got all fuzzy there. There we go. We're back. For wines, I'm just not a big wine drinker, and so I would hate to buy like a big bottle like that. If I can find something where I can get a small amount of wine, or at least if I can get a bottle of wine and find somebody who would be a benefactor of the undrinked, the non-drinked, the undrinked, the part we didn't drink. if somebody would take that. I don't want to pour. I want to take a bottle of wine, pour a glass of it, drink that, and pour the rest down the sink. And just don't want to do that. So we'll find a way to do it. If you guys have any suggestions, though, like we could do other stuff. We could do rum. We could do tequila. We could do I don't know, any number of sake. We could do any number of things. So if you guys would like to see more things, if you would like to see me kind of branch out a little bit with the adult beverage, let me know. We'll do some. And if you have any suggestions of something that they're gonna try, I have if you're gonna say stuff like Steel Reserve or Mickey's or something like that, that's more like an episode kind of thing. Like if I'm gonna cover like malt liquors or something like that, that's more like an episode thing and not something I would want to do on the live stream. But if you do have some suggestions for something like a unique or interesting, like I think there's some like peanut butter whiskey or fireball kind of thing. Those would be interesting, and those would be something that I would consider doing for the live stream. Also, if it's a drink that you typically make mixed drinks with, we could do that too. So, but like I said, you got suggestions, share the suggestions, and we'd be more than happy to oblige you. I think personally, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we do a good job of obliging people when they make suggestions. We do have our suggestion box. We do get a lot of stuff in there, but sometimes people will just like in the live chat will just throw something out there and go, "Hey Val, I think you should try this." I haven't seen John King for a while, but if John King was here, he would say, "Val, do something with maggots." Like Salisbury steak. What did he ask for? Salisbury steak with roasted sandwich with roasted maggots, and we did it. So if you have suggestions or you want to see something, let us know. We don't. Right now, we're not taking money to do that. So now I get that some people have to do that because that's how they make their living, right? So they have to take a donation and they go, "Hey, for that donation, what do you want us to do?" And then they do that. Here, the money's not really a big deal. I don't really make that much on this channel. I spend a lot more than I make. And for me, it's just kind of like, hey, if you have a suggestion and it's a good suggestion and I think it'll work out, we'll do it. If you're going to start doing like human, fluids and semi-fluids and stuff like that, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do anything that's going to be hazardous to my health. Come on, I'm old. I could kick any day now. Does Claudia like wine? You could share it with her later if she does. Yeah, she does like wine. She probably likes wine more than I like wine, and she probably likes beer less than I like beer. She likes Corona. Me, I'm not a big fan of Corona. I think anytime you have to put a lime or something in it to enhance the taste or serve it cold, But she does like it, and I don't criticize her for that. You like what you like, right? She does like IPAs, but only some IPAs. Like some of the ones that are more sour and everything, she's not a big fan of, but she does like the fruitier IPAs. So I think her favorite one is what is that one? The one with the skeleton head with the Voodoo Ranger. I think it's right. Voodoo Ranger and hazy. Voodoo Ranger hazy something. Yeah, that's her favorite. Voodoo Ranger hazy something. Yeah, it is Voodoo Ranger. Thank you, Miguel. But I'm trying to remember the specific Voodoo Ranger one that she likes. I think it's Juicy Haze. That's what it is. The Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze is one of her favorites, and I've had it. It's actually pretty good. So have any of you guys had that? The Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze, or do you like the Voodoo Ranger beers? If you don't like the taste of a beverage, do you typically finish the beverage? No, I don't. So here on the channel, like we're doing a live stream, I'll open the beverage, I will taste it, I will see what it's like. If I don't like it, I'm not going to finish it. So, but if I do like it, you'll see that I'll end up pouring the whole thing in the glass and I'll sip on it during the show and probably take some time afterwards. I'm really a sipper. I'm not a guzzler. I don't drink, toss back a beer. I spend some time with it, and I'm not with all adult beverages. I like to experience the flavor, the experience of different adult beverages. It's like for tequilas, right? I like I would say, like, what's a good tequila that I like? I like the Don Julio. Was it Don Julio 1942? I think it is. I like that one. And I don't like Cuero. I don't like Jose Cuervo. As far as rums go, like, I'm not a big fan of Captain Morgan, but I love Kraken. Oh, I love Kraken. And the thing about rum is I'm not going to drink a glass of rum, but if I'm going to mix it in stuff like eggnog or make a hot buttered rum, where you take it. It's funny they call it hot buttered rum because it's mostly cider. So you take the cider, heat up the cider, put a little bit of rum in it, put some cinnamon in it and some butter in it. That's an awesome, like, sit by the fire drink. But if I like a drink, I will nurse that drink and I will drink it slowly as it's meant to be. I think a lot of people who say they don't like tequila. I hate tequila. And I go, let me guess. You did shots of Cuervo until you made yourself sick, right? And they go, yeah. And I go, like, well, that's why you don't like it. Go back and try, a nice tequila, put it in a glass, no ice, just, in a water glass or whatever you call the short glasses, and sip on that, and you'll have a newfound appreciation for it, I think. But again, every time, and this is not just in alcoholic beverages, this is like anything that you consume. Anytime you drink something that's better than the last thing you drank and you keep going up, what you're doing is you're raising that bar. And eventually when you raise that bar high enough, you don't go back below that. So it's not really an elitist thing. It's just kind of like your taste buds tell you that that's a really enjoyable experience, and you don't want to go back and do the non-enjoyable experience. Classic example, and I know some of you, especially those of you in California, are going to disagree with me on this. Are French fries from In-N-Out? All right. Now, again, I will say, if you're going to say, like, I tried this and I don't like it, try it. I would say 3 times. Try it at least 3 times. Try to go to a different place. Like, I've had nothing but bad experiences at Del Taco, and people tell me, oh, you go to the wrong Del Taco. So I go to other Del Tacos, and they're like, no, it seems like it's consistently bad everywhere. And so that's the thing is like, try it 2-3 times or whatever. But there's no way you're not going to convince me that In-N-Out fries are not good. Now, I understand that some people like them, but I understand they like them because that's what they grew up with, right? It's a comfort thing for them. If you grew up and In-N-Out fries are the only thing you've ever eaten, you've only eaten In-N-Out fries, that's how you think French fries are supposed to taste. That's how you think French fries are supposed to taste. McDonald's and you get a McDonald's fries and you go, these are disgusting. They're not, actually. That's one thing I have to give McDonald's credit for. Their burgers are disgusting. Their burgers are not good at all. But the French some of the best French fries in all of fast food. They're not good for you. They have artificial beef flavor in them. They were sprayed with sugar when they're frozen so that they brown better and everything. They're absolutely not good for you, but they actually do taste good and they are prepared properly. So, if you're going to say, Val, what do you prefer? Do you prefer McDonald's French fries or In-N-Out French fries? I'm going to go with McDonald's hands down. And, that's kind of how it is. So, wow, we spent 19 minutes just like me rambling on about food, but that's why we're here, right? All right, what did I miss? Let's see. Jared's looking for an adult beverage that he can enjoy with us. Okay, Jared, let us know what you come up with, what you're going to enjoy with us. Hey, Jules is here. Hey, hon. Of course, I put on the stream and stubbed my toe half tail. Thanks, Dad. Oh, so that's okay. I was putting stuff in the laundry basket today, and I found out, I didn't even know these existed, but I found out what a brown widow is, a brown widow spider. Never heard of a brown widow spider, but did see one in the laundry basket. So, I got an education. Now, I know we got stuff to get to, and we will get to it. I will tell you that we do have an unusual collection of food today, and I don't know how it's going to goop, but we're going to do it anyways. All right, so here's a story. So this morning, I dropped off a car, and then I walked back. It was about a mile and a half or so like that. And as I walked back by, I passed a lot of Mexican restaurants and stuff. And it's a Sunday morning, so I'm kind of in the mood for a bowl of menudo. Not that I need it like for hangover or anything else like that, because they say it's supposed to be good hangover food, but I'm just in the mood for a bowl of menudo. So I walk into this place. They didn't have like a great command of the English language, but that's okay, because with my limited Spanish, we were able to communicate just fine. The odd thing I thought odd was when I ordered the menudo, he said, "Do you want the pork?" And I'm like, "Well, just put in it what you normally put. Whatever you're going to put in it. Don't take anything out. Whatever you're going to put, whatever you put in it, yeah, just put in it." And I thought to myself, pork. To the best of my knowledge, menudo is beef. So they use beef tripe, and occasionally they'll put a cow foot in it while they're cooking it to give it more beef flavor. But never heard of anybody putting pork in it. I suppose it's possible. You could probably make it pork menudo. I don't know I don't think you can, because pigs they're not ruminants, so they don't have tripe. They don't have the different types of stomach linings that cows do. So I don't know. I didn't get it. Whatever. And I go, yeah, if you put pork in it, that's fine. So I go to sit down. I'm sitting down, and I'm sitting below a TV, because again, remember, this is Sunday morning, and they have some like church service, like where everybody's singing gospel or whatever, and the TV is right above where I'm sitting, and I don't mind that. I don't mind like gospel music. I don't mind religious music or anything, except when nobody's singing in key. And so the whole thing was like, every song they sang was like, everybody who was singing were just, you could tell there's just people like, hey, I want to be joyous, and I want to celebrate, and I want to like give my glory to God and all that. But dude, take some singing lessons or something, because I'm sitting there trying to enjoy my menudo, and there's that, right? But I think it's okay. So then this guy sits down across from me, and he has a bowl of menudo, and he has a 40 of Corona Familiar. Yeah, Corona Familiar, which is the dark one. He has a 40 of that, and I'm thinking, dude, most people eat menudo because they're trying to ward off a hangover, and you got like the menudo and the hair of the dog. So there's that. Then I go to eat my menudo. So I go to like fish around it with a spoon, and a couple of things occur to me. One is there's no hominy in it, so my menudo did not have hominy in it. But then I fished out what I can only describe as a pig snout. Let's see if I can find a picture of it for you. Let's see. I think I have a picture, and we'll see if I can share that. Yeah, there we go. I mean, you guys tell me. Does that? I think that's a pig snout. And that was like underneath it. So obviously the spoon is holding it up. So I found what the equivalent of a pig snout in there. And I thought to myself, that pretty much looks like a pig snout. I'm eating it, I'm going to eat it, but it's just an odd thing to find in my menudo. Then I proceeded to eat the menudo, and I thought to myself, this is the most bland menudo I've ever eaten. I mean, most of it has that oil, and it's dark red color, bubbly and red and spicy. And this one was kind of like watery and bland. It was a little unusual. So yeah, that was my Sunday morning. Hey, you're a prop presenter in the room. Who else did I miss? Bob, I got you, Bob, I think, right? Let's see. Yeah, Jules, I saw Bob standing in front of Bartley's, so I know Bob got himself a nice burger in Harvard Square. So we did. I'm pretty sure we did a Bartley's Burger Cottage, I think it's called Bartley's Gourmet Burgers now. But I think we did an episode. I think we filmed an episode there at Bartley's in Harvard Square. If you have not been, if you are in the Boston area and you can get to Harvard Square, I highly recommend that you go to Bartley's. Outstanding burgers. All right, let's see. Maybe they gave me the Gringo special. Maybe. I'm Ziller's dog, actually. Oh, hi, Val and friends. How you doing today? Very good. just answering Ziller's dog in a language you'll understand. Ziller's dog, I do not recognize your name, so unless you changed it or I'm senile, and both of those things could be true. What brings you here and where are you from? Do we know you already and you just changed your name, or are you new to the chat? Let us know. Let's see, we went there a few times, but just because they're dang good. Yeah, they are good. Let's see. Hey, there's Ziller's dog. Yeah, that is Ziller's dog. I'm just Ziller. You're not his dog. So you're not actually Ziller's dog. Okay. Yes, Julie, great burger, had craving in some time. What'd you get, Bob? What burger did you get? Does your dog know you're using as a gun? Oh, Ziller. Okay. All right. Well, welcome back. All right. So I just went on yapping for like half an hour. But again, we're a food and travel channel. And so, sometimes we'll talk about food and sometimes we'll talk about channel and sometimes we'll talk and we'll get away with ourselves talking and not getting down to our snacks and beverages and everything. So we're going to do that. Now, before we do our adult beverage, I picked up something because I just happened to be in, I think it was Vallarta supermarket. There was another supermarket, Latin American supermarket. And I saw this and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try. I don't know that I've ever tried this. We might have done this on a live stream before. I don't recall. But you guys know what this is? Anyone recognize this? It kind of looks like a little animal thing. Anybody know what this is? Yes, tamarind in the shell. So this is a fresh tamarind. And tamarind is it's a seed pod. Right, so these grow on trees, the seed pod, and basically a lot of candies and drinks even are made from the pulp of it. Now, what happens is you break apart the shell. There's seeds inside, and those seeds have that tamarind fruit kind of around it. So we're just going to break this open, and we're going to get ourselves a. You can see some of that right there. There we go. All right, so that one. Sometimes you just have like individual seeds with the fruit wrapped around it. This one is a little bit different. This one is like solid. So we'll just take like a piece of that. There you go. Tamarind. So inside, you can see where the bumps are, and I can see it because I'm holding it up to the light, so I can kind of see through that. But you can see where the bumps are and the dark areas are, and those are where the seeds are. So I'm going to just kind of like take off a piece, and you just kind of work around the seed. There's a seed. Do not eat that. It's very tart. It's tart and sweet, but it's really, really tart. So I think usually when they make stuff with tamarind, they add sugar to it. And that's a nice flavor. It's a familiar flavor. I think Jarritos, I think their most popular soda is probably their tamarind soda. So yeah, tamarind. Just saw that there. Thought it would be kind of a cool thing to share with you guys. Yeah, it typically doesn't come apart like that, Ziller. So sometimes you have to kind of break up individual pieces, and it depends on how old it is, right? And sometimes that stuff sticks to the seed and you really have to work it around and everything. That one kind of came off pretty easy. So I'll eat the seed if I want to. You're not the boss of me. Yeah, but don't die. Don't die. I mean, I don't know. A lot of the things like that where you eat the stuff that's around the seed, you can't eat the seed because there's some toxicity to it. Although I think with some of those, if you roast the seeds, then they become edible. So roasting kind of takes the toxicity out of it. Yeah, sort of a bonus fruit thing. I think it's fair to call that a fruit, right? Will the seed grow inside your stomach? Is that why you warn us? No, that's only with watermelons. Only you eat watermelon seeds whole, they'll grow in your stomach. And nobody wants watermelons growing inside you. Mexican candy, yes, absolutely right. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll make a paste out of that, form it into a piece of candy, and then coat it with chili and sugar usually, and that's a popular Mexican candy is the tamarind covered with chili. That's also good. All right, so I've talked long enough. I've wasted half an hour, but let's move on. And we're going to start with our adult beverage. And today we are doing, this is from Asahi, and this is Asahi Super Dry because it rhymes. We did an Asahi before, but I think it was just a regular lager, Japanese lager. But this one is super dry. So this one is 5.0% ABV, which is about standard for a beer. Asahi Breweries was initially established, and now here's the fun thing. It's like it kind of changed hands. You'll see in a second. Asahi Breweries was initially established in 1889. In 1893, it was reorganized as Osaka Breweries. In 1906, it was merged with Nippon and Sapporo Breweries to form Dai Nippon Breweries. In 1949, Asahi Breweries was separated from Nippon Breweries, which is now Sapporo Breweries. In 1989, it was renamed to Katana. In 2011, it changed its name to Asahi Group Holdings, establishing Asahi Breweries as a subsidies. So it's gone through all those things, and now it's just Asahi. So this is, it's called Super Dry, and that quality, I suppose, is it's what they call karakuchi. Karakuchi. So karakuchi in Japanese means dry taste. So here's our question. Our question is, what is the benefit of karakuchi? What is the benefit of a beverage with a dry taste? All right. Then I'm going to say, pull out seaweed snacks. Bet you got some. I do not have seaweed snacks. And it's not that I don't like them. I do like them. I just got tired of them because I ate a lot of them over a period of time, and I just got tired of them. So if I ever get the urge for a seaweed snack, I'll go out and get sushi, which has the nori wrapped around it, which is, satisfies my urge for seaweed snacks. Super dry, hysterical. If you open it, it was something that was like, hey, I bought a can of evaporated milk. There was nothing in it. It's pronounced Asahi. Oh, thank you. Asahi. Yeah, I slaughtered that one. Thank you, Janice. Asahi. Sapporo is my mother's favorite. I think we did a Sapporo a few years back. We did a Sapporo, and they're not bad. Less sugary, sweet tasting. Oh, you're answering the question. Hey, Nashies is here. Welcome, Nashies. We're just getting started because Val was yapping early, just going on about all kinds of stuff and menudo with a pig snout in it. All right, so let's get this open. This is a lot of beer. This is like I said, typically I buy a can or bottle, and this is a lot of beer. So if I like it, I'll drink it over a period of time, and if not, I don't know. I don't like to wait. I hate pouring out of a can. Oh, it's not too bad. Usually when I pour out of a can, it kind of goes all over the place. There we go. Light golden color. Almost like amber, I guess. Standard beer smell, but not really strong. Like, how some, especially domestic beers like Miller and Budweiser, it has that smell like you walk into a nightclub restroom, men's room, that smell like used beer. The fresh beer smells like the used beer, but this one does not, and which is a good thing. It did hear you, Jules. Thank you. Japan is not into the dark beer, I think. I think they have some dark beers in Japan, but most of them are light, very much like lagers. Oh, wow. That is... Now, I can't say if it's because I just finished eating some... I don't know if it's because I ate the tamarind, but it almost has like a sweet taste. It could just been like residual tamarind in there. I do see what they talk about. Like usually with a dry wine has a higher alcohol content and a lower sugar content, and that's usually what they consider dry. I don't think that applies here. This doesn't really have a higher alcohol content than your standard beer. It's 5.0 ABV, 5.0 ABV. But it's very light. It's very crisp. It's really inoffensive, and it doesn't impart like any kind of taste that's going to carry through. Like you could pair this with absolutely anything. This would go like whatever you're eating. It's going to kind of, I don't want to say enhance that, but it's not going to step all over it. Like sometimes, like I would say, like I don't know, do you want to drink an IPA with a steak? And probably the answer is no, because those flavors don't complement each other or anything. This one seems like it's not that it complements anything, it just doesn't step on anything else. Which brings us to our question. So our question is, what is the benefit of karakush or dry taste? Let's see who answered the question. Oh, Portmanteau, I'm sorry, I missed you. Sneaking in the room. Welcome, Portmanteau. Good to see you here. Something tells me Matt's not live streaming today. And we got some of the people who would normally be over on Reckless Eating. Let's see. I ordered fleece on onesie PJs because I'm an adult. And you can, right? Yeah, kids can't order that stuff online. Let's see. Oh, I know somebody. Yeah, Janice answered. Janice always answers. Let's see. Where's Janice's answer? Oh, there we go. It provides a clean, crisp, and refreshing finish that enhances food pairing and prevents a cloying taste, which is kind of what I just said. So you're absolutely right, Janice. It's exactly what it is. The taste of it fades. It kind of cleans the palate, and it allows your palate to be kind of cleansed for the food. So it prepares your palate for the food. So that's the purpose of it. So actually, this is good because now it's going to prepare our palate for all of our snacks today. That is good. That is really good. It's just it's very unobtrusive. You know, here I am talking like the connoisseur. It's like it's very unobtrusive. It's Okay. Then he said, "Hey Val, it's a rare Sunday off for me. Glad I could catch it. Well, I'm glad you could catch us live too, Portmanteau. I'm glad you could make it." Nashies, I find that difficult to believe that you bought some Hello Kitty sweats. You bought some Hello Kitty sweats because you're Nashies. That just makes sense, right? Now I can stand in the yard, let my dogs pee, and look like a giant squirrel and be toasty warm all year round. Just be careful that you don't attract the squirrels, Jules. Alrighty, so let's go into our grab bag and get our first snack. Well, hang on a second. Got to do my housekeeping. I know it's been a while, but it's me, Zilla, if you remember. Well, eventually we will remember. And Jules, I'm sure Jules remembers. All right, so our grab bag today is sponsored by anyone know the logo? Anyone know the logo? The logo. It was sort of a logo. Anyone? Yes, Janice got it right. It's Walmart. And Janice, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, and I did kind of, so a lot of other people have come into the room. Wait, 21 people. A lot of other people come in the room, so I will reiterate yesterday's adventures. So yesterday, Janice and I got together. We went to the original LA Farmers Market. Part of the reason that I went is because when Tom, old guy in Colorado, Raymond, came down to LA from Colorado, we went there and we did some filming. It was mostly to film us doing, reviews, but we wanted to get LA Farmers Market too. And then I was recently trying to edit the video, and every clip I looked at is like there's hardly any. Janice is hardly in any of it, and Tom isn't hardly in any of it. And I couldn't like put it out and say it's a Tom video or it's a Janice collaboration, whatever. And I didn't have a proper ending for it. So I wanted to go back, told Janice, well, I want to go back. I need to do an ending and or probably a beginning that matches. And then I asked her if she wanted to be in it so that we, and she agreed. So we reviewed a lot of stuff yesterday. One of the things that we reviewed is something that Janice had gotten, and I think she mentioned on the live stream last time, was she got the Taco Bell Baja Blast pie, and so she brought that and we reviewed that. So that review will be up soon. But then we walked around and we reviewed a couple of things. We went to the pickle place, did some reviews there. We went to Dupar's, which is like one of the oldest restaurants that's still in there, and we did some reviews there. So you're going to see a lot of it. You're going to see a lot of Janice in it and everything, but that should be coming out soon. So hey, Grubwarp just walked in. Hi, Grubwarp. Good to see you. Stub toe make you cuss like a sailor, no matter who you are. Yeah, I know. I broke my little toe, and I was speaking in tongues. And they were not nice tongues either. I was trying to step over a dog gate, and my foot came right down on it, and I broke my little toe. So I know exactly what that feels like. Okay, did I miss anything? Yeah, because we have a packed house, we do. We have a lot of people in the room. Because we have a lot of people in the room, Jules, Janice, the rest of you just kind of keep me in line. Somebody asks something, somebody comes in the room, somebody mentions something that needs to be addressed or something. Please let me know. I don't want to miss that. What is that black thing? Oh, it's the back of the chair. It is not the back. Oh, it's this bag. Never mind. Hey, the Mr. Lee. Well, welcome, Mr. Lee. Yes, I am your Uncle Val, and welcome. Glad you could make it. Stoner Kitchen. I don't think I think I responded to your thing about a stub toe, but I don't remember if I said hello. So welcome to the room, Stoner. I'm glad you could make it. Not Nice Tongues is a great band. Yeah. Or a bad lengua taco. All right. So first one, let's see. What do we got on the list? Oh, okay, that one. We're going to start with our sweet stuff and work our way into the savory stuff, and then work our way into the spicy stuff. We got a lot of everything here. It's going to make for a really interesting gout melange, I'm telling you that. Okay, so here's number one on our hit parade, and these are Choco. I'm going to say Choco Roles because it is a product of Mexico. So I'm going to say Choco Roles. I could be pronouncing that wrong. I pronounce a lot of things wrong. If somebody out there knows, please let me know what it is. I was watching Chelada Val yesterday. Tipsy Val. Yeah. I'm gonna have to find. I might have linked that. I'm gonna have to check because I think one of our playlists. If you go to our main page, we have our list of playlists down at the bottom. And one of our playlists is called "Plays Well with Others," and it is a bunch of different collaborations I've done with other people. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the Las Vegas We Go main show, or not the We Go, I guess it's the We Go main show. The Las Vegas We Go main show that I did with Reckless Eating, where I reviewed the pizza and everything. I think that's linked in there. So I'd have to check. But if you look in our list of playlists and it plays well with others, I think you're going to find it in there. I'm not sure. We don't speak of Chelada Val. We don't remember Chelada Val. All right. So again, these the product line is called Marinela, but they're actually, the company is Bimbo or Bimbo. Marinela is a product line of Bimbo, which was founded in 1945 by Lorenzo Cerviche, Jaime Yorba, Jaime Sendra, Alfonso Velasco, and Jose Mata in Mexico City. So here's a question for you. Again, remember, Marinela, product line for the company Bimbo, which was founded in 1945. What was Bimbo's initial product? What was the initial product that Bimbo was famous for? All right, so these are pineapple, artificially flavored, chocolatey covered cakes. Not chocolate covered cakes, chocolatey covered cakes, artificially flavored. Artificial chocolate flavor? It says pineapple, artificially flavored, chocolatey covered cakes, artificially flavored. So it sounds to me like this whole thing is artificially flavored. Now, the thing that I find fascinating is this, and if you guys can see that, is it looks like an egg in the middle of that. It looks like an egg yolk and an egg white. Let's see how close I can get on that. It looks like it's wrapped around an egg. Now, maybe it is an egg, right? Because it's artificially pineapple flavored and artificially chocolate flavored. So, why can't it be an egg? They make good concha. Jules, you would have died. So when I passed where I got the tamarind, the grocery store where I got the tamarind, they had like fresh baked conchas there. And I was thinking of you when I was walked past it and fought the urge off not to get any, so I can, be nice. They look like yodels. They look like yodels. Now, how many of you out there are in New England? Besides you, Jules, I know you're there in New England, but do we have any other New Englanders in the room? And the reason I ask is because in New England there is a product line, which is I think probably they have the kind of equivalent products to the Hostess products. So like they have Ring Dings, Devil Dogs, Funny Bones, and they have their equivalent. Like there's a Hostess equivalent of it. I mean, but these look like Yodels, which is a Drake snack. And if I'm not mistaken, the Yodels are the one that's cream filled with chocolate cake and chocolate covered. Is that right, Jules? Do I have that right? East Coast here, not technically New England. Yeah, but close enough. My understanding is Drake's used to be made in Massachusetts, and now they're made like Kentucky or something like that, or Nashville or something like that. All right, just going to give this a shot. The chocolate is very waxy. It tastes enough like dark chocolate. I'm not sure what the artificial flavor is, but it tastes enough like dark chocolate. There is that chocolate cake on the inside and the cream filling. So this is very much like a yodel. I think the Funny Bone is like a yodel, except it has peanut butter in the middle of it. I can taste something that wants to be pineapple. For something that's artificially flavored, it comes close to tasting like pineapple. I don't know, like, is pineapple that difficult to work with or too expensive to, to keep low cost or something? I'm not sure. It's okay. It's okay. Like I said, the chocolate is kind of waxy, but at least it doesn't taste like Hershey's Pukey. The cake isn't bad. It's not like overly dry or anything. The cream filling, average and everything. I'm gonna give it a thumbs in the middle just because it's average. It's okay. It would be much better if it had actual pineapple flavoring, but it doesn't. And so yeah, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. It's not terrible. It's not horrible. It's just I think actual pineapple flavor and that getting rid of that kind of waxy flavor of the chocolate and everything. I think that would improve it. So thumbs in the middle on that one. Is there a trivia question? Yeah, I asked a trivia question. Did I not? What was Bimbo's initial product? I think. Right? I think you even answered that if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go back and take a look. Steve Russell, how are you doing and how do you do? Well, I can't say exactly how I do. That would be giving away trade secrets, but I'm doing well. And I hope you are too, Steve. Are you doing well, Steve? All right. There was a trivia question, as Janice mentions. And the question was, what was Bimbo's initial product? And Janice answered that. Jules, you said they make good concha, which is what you were saying. You were answering that to me talking about Bimbo. You said bread or pan. Janice said white loaf bread. Let's see. Thinking of me doesn't put fresh Mexican baked goods. Yeah, well, I'm not going to put fresh Mexican baked goods in your mouth anyways. That's just I love you. You're my daughter, but there's a line I don't cross, and that's sticking baked goods in your mouth. I'm not going to do that. Yes, Jules, you are correct. Bread or pan. Janice, you are specifically correct. White loaf bread. Yeah. So their first product was cellophane wrapped white bread. And they were the first people in the area of Mexico City to do that. I think that they were the ones that used to deliver the bread on carts, like little bicycle carts. And I think they still do in some places, deliver on bicycle carts. All right, yeah, thumbs in the middle on that one. All righty, let's move on to our next one. We may run a little bit over just because I yap too much, but if you guys want to hang out, I'm here. I'm all for it. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, these right at the top, and these are TGI Fridays potato skins style snack chips. That's going to be important in a second. Cheddar and bacon flavor. Now, these, the only place I've ever seen these are at the Dollar Tree. I probably other dollar stores as well. I've never seen these in any other store, not even like Five Below. I've only seen these in dollar stores, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why that is. But it's branded TGI Fridays, but actually it's manufactured by Utz. So these are TGI Fridays potato skins style snack crisps. Now, the reason I say that is because, well, first of all, how do you fry potato skins into something that's like chip quality? You'd have to have flat potato skins. And from what you know about potatoes, the skins aren't particularly flat. You can do that, right? So if you look at the ingredients, the first ingredient is always what there's the most of: potato starch, potato flakes. So it's not like they peeled a potato. It's not like they sliced a potato and everything. It's potato flakes. So they took a potato, they used potato flakes, and they formed it into the. It'll be interesting to open these up and see if they're like Pringles, where every one of them is the exact same shape. Let's see. Does it have real cheddar and real bacon in it? That would be interesting. Let's see. Cheddar cheese. Okay, we win there. And natural and artificial flavors, including smoke. But does it say including bacon? I'm not seeing bacon listed, but it does say artificial and natural flavors, but it doesn't say what those are. All right. Does it have? Yes, it does. It has citric acid in it. You know why? Because there's citric acid in everything. Oots and pants and oots and pants and oots and pants. Yep. Okay, so TGI Fridays, whose name is on this, they were founded in 1965 by Alan Stillman and Daniel Scoggin in New York City. But again, this is a product of Utz. Utz was founded, it might be Utz or Utz, I'm not sure. Utz was founded in 1921 by William and Sally Utz in Hanover, so it's not just a catchy name, in Hanover, Pennsylvania. All right, so let's talk about TGI Fridays for a second. Our little trivia question is this: what fictional restaurant chain was influenced by TGI Fridays? What fictional restaurant chain was influenced by TGI Fridays? If you guys have ever been in a TGI Fridays, you'll probably know this. If you know the restaurant. Yeah, but they're not really tater skin chips, right? That's why they say potato skins in big letters and then in little words, style. Potato skins style snack crisps. They are all the same size. They are all identical. See? Like little ironing boards. Little surfboards. Oh, that is a weird texture. It's not the texture of potato skins. It's like a cracker. Ooh, nice cheddar flavor, though. Really nice cheddar flavor. I'm not getting much of the bacon, unless they're expecting the smoke to taste like bacon. All right, that's a really unusual texture for something that you're expecting to have the texture of potato skins. It doesn't, but it's a fun texture. Flavor-wise, it tastes more like mashed potatoes than anything else. They're really weird. I'm not getting enough bacon though. I'm getting a nice cheddar cheese flavor, so they hit that mark. I'm going to give them a thumbs in the middle. All right. I think flavor-wise, it's probably higher than that. But here's what I'm giving a thumbs in the middle. I'm giving a thumbs in the middle because in giant letters it says potato skins. And they're nothing like potato skins. So I don't even know why they say that. The texture is really fun. It's crunchy. It's just like, it's not what you're expecting in there. The flavor is fun. It's like I said, it almost has like a mashed potato taste. Nice nice application of cheddar cheese. Nice little hint of smoke flavor in there, but there doesn't seem to be any bacon in there. So again, it's misleading, and B, they need to step up the bacon in there. But other than that, it's pretty good. So thumbs in the middle on that one. Yes, Jules, you're absolutely right. But you had the name wrong. Let's see. Unless that's a different one. That's okay. Potato pulp. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Let's see. Phineas T. Fireflies from Daria and Krabby's on Mondays from SpongeBob. Oh, that might be true. All right. So I never thought that there's a possibility that there might be more than one, but there is a possibility that there might be more than one, and you may be correct. All right. So the question was, what fictional restaurant chain was influenced by TGI Fridays? And the key here is fictional. It doesn't. That's not a real place. All right. So Jules said Shenanigans. Let's see. Does it have the Parvati symbol on the bag? It has the registered trademark symbol. It has, I don't know, what's that? Underwriters Laboratories, that UD. That one. It says gluten-free, not that I care. No, so I'm guessing it is not kosher. Which would be surprising, because if there's no bacon in there, why not? But all right, so I don't know about Phineas T. Fireflies from Darla and Krabby's on Mondays from SpongeBob. That might be true, and that might be a place. Shenanigans was from the movie Waiting, but I was mixing it up with Shotskis. Okay, so and then let's see. I think somebody else guessed. Oh, Portmanteau said Shotskis from Office Space. Yeah, that's what I was going for. I was going for tchotchkes. Tchotchke. So tchotchke is that's an actual word. A tchotchke is like a little collectible, like a miniature, collectible kind of thing, right? And so in the movie Office Space is where tchotchkes was from. It was since tchotchkes was based on TGI Fridays. If you go into TGI Fridays, you see like the little trucks and the little bobbleheads and all the little things sitting around. Those are called tchotchkes. So that's why they called the restaurant tchotchkes, or that's why they call it tchotchkes in the movie Office Space. So that's what I was going for, tchotchkes in Office Space. Funny thing is, in that movie, tchotchkes, the place that is tchotchkes in the movie, was filmed at a place called the Old Alligator Grill in Austin, Texas. And I don't think it's there anymore, but I think it was on Lamar Boulevard, if I'm not mistaken. But we used to go there all the time to Old Alligator Grill. And it's so funny because we watch the movie and you're like, hey, that looks like Old Alligator Grill. And it was, in fact, Old Alligator Grill. So, tchotchkes from Office Space is what we were looking for. Yeah, you've been there. They had the gigantic alligator or crocodile. I'm not sure what it was. I didn't ask. The bigger jigger from Mama's Family. Oh, so it could have been real bacon in it then, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't see it in the ingredients, though. I would have thought Ice Hand, if they had it in it, they would have put it in the ingredients. Dave, you may be right. Again, I don't remember. The Mama's Family was that spinoff from like Carol Burnett. What was the I can't remember the name of the character they did, but they did this skit where Carol what was her name? That played Carol Burnett's mother, who was probably actually younger than Carol Burnett. Vicki Lawrence, I think it was. And so I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, that was it was Vicki Lawrence that was in that show, and that show was kind of a spinoff of that skit from Carol Burnett show. Eunice's Family. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. All righty. So tchotchkes from Office Space. It occurs to me that you don't have a lot of flair. All right. Next, we're starting to get into the savory, but we have a lot of strange things to come. So these are from Hemplers. These are Hempler's bacon and pork meat sticks. These are not going to be kosher. I can promise you that right now. Oh, it is an eco-friendly compostable tray. These are Hempler's Small batch crafted meats, bacon and pork meat sticks, natural smoke flavoring added, made with Hempler's bacon. I better see bacon ingredients. Ingredients are pork, pork shoulder and or pork belly, bacon, all the other stuff that goes in it, sodium erythorbate, which I think is like a sugar substitute, if I'm not mistaken, spice. Oh, spice extractives of paprika, spices, water, salt, encapsulated citric acid, vinegar, brown, spice, brown sugar, natural flavoring, canola oil, made in beef collagen casing. Woo! All right, so, wait. This is bacon and pork, and they're using a beef collagen casing. Why don't they use a pork collagen casing? That's the thing that bothers me. And maybe somebody can answer this, because I've not found a good answer for this. I was in several grocery stores over the past couple of days, and I'm in the aisle that has broth, like bone broth and stock, and I see chicken stock, and I see beef stock, and in some places they actually bison stock. Nobody has pork stock. Why not? Why is there no pork stock? Why can you not go to the store and get pork stock? And the reason I'm asking is because I have like a couple of instant ramens to do that are made that are like supposedly pork flavored, but there's no pork in it. And I'd like to enhance that by using pork broth, but nobody makes pork broth. I've not been able to find it anywhere. Does anybody know why you can't go into a grocery store and you can buy chicken broth and beef broth and turkey broth, but you can't buy pork broth? Does anybody know why? I don't know why. I'm asking, and it's not a trivia question. I don't know why, and I'm trying to get an answer. Okay, so again, these are from Hempler's. Hempler's food group was founded in 1934 by Hans Hempler, so it's not just a catchy name, in Bellingham, Washington. So as long as we're on the subject of Bellingham, Washington, name a famous band from Bellingham, Washington. There's a few, so, but there's a few really big ones. So just name one famous band from Bellingham, Washington. Google. Ooh, oh my God. I just like took the knife and opened up the plastic, and I just got this whiff of like smoked meat. I mean, this really, really strong smell of smoked meat, and it's just like I'm just glad it's only the video only shows me from the waist up. Google say lower demand cultural preference for chicken and beef, and the fact that it's often used in specific cuisines or made at home. I don't know. Do any of those sound like a valid reason for not having pork broth? Oh, that smell. I got to get this cologne. It's intoxicating. Oh, that's so good. I'm just going to like stick that up my nostril. Just walk around with that up my nostril so I can smell it all day. Oh my God, it smells good. It's like a cigar. Say to take it away and you win $100. Or, madam, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. All right, let's just break a piece off. Let's do that. Oh, that breaks apart really nicely. Oh, I'm going to be eating the hell out of these over the next few days. Well, I say that. They smell wonderful. Let's see how they taste. Expensive bones. How expensive are pork bones? I feel like it's something you get in an Asian store. If you could definitely get some tonkatsu somewhere, just the broth base. Yeah, I would think so. I just haven't figured it out. All right. Here's the thing. Flavor-wise, really good. Texture-wise, a little iffy. There's not much moisture to it at all. It's not completely dry, but it is like what would be a good equivalent. It's not like jerky It's not like a sausage. It's really low moisture. It's almost, I don't want to say gritty. If you could eat that, like, you know, that insulation, that gray insulation that's kind of like, looks like chewed up paper. It's like what you would think that texture would be if you were to eat that, which you probably shouldn't do. But it's like eating a paper towel. And yes, I have done that. Not because I tore a piece of the paper towel off and started eating that. No, that's not why I ate a piece of paper towel. It's just because, you know, it might have been wrapped around a sandwich and I might have taken a bite of the paper towel. It's kind of like the texture of a paper towel. And that's a little disappointing because it smells so good. It has that really, really nice, really savory taste, really strong pork taste, smoke. Everything about the smell is, and even the taste is really, really good. The texture just leaves a little bit to be desired. I am going to give it, because it tastes so good and because it smells so good, I'm going to give it a thumbs up trending downward. And that trending downward is just the texture. I just, you know, would like to see them work on the texture and everything. Maybe a little bit more moisture. I don't know, maybe put more fat in it or something. I'm not sure, but just the texture is just not quite there. So thumbs up, trending downward on that one. All right, so trivia question was, name a famous band from Bellingham, Washington. Let's see, did anybody do that? Jeff said Death Cab for Cutie. Janice Yamanaka said The Posies and Odessa. Yeah, you're all correct. Death Cab for Cuties, Posies, Odessa, all from Bellingham, Washington. So you are correct. I would have accepted just one of those. And like Jeff gave me one and Janice gave me two. And so, yeah. And there's more. There's also more. So, but you just needed to give me one. I don't want to be a hard person. I want to kind of go easy on you guys. So, I mean, it's not like you're winning money or points or anything. See, that's nice taste, and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't like wash everything away. So, well, I mean, it kind of does wash things away, but it doesn't like linger. So there we go. All right, what is next? Let's see. Oh, we're on our fourth snack. How are we doing on time? Fourth snack, an hour in. I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing all right. This is really interesting. So the company is called Crickets. This is Tradición, Sabor y Calidad, Chifles, Sabor a Leche de Tigre, plantain chips. So it's Leche de Tigre, which is milk of the tiger, Leche de Tigre flavored plantain chips. 100% Peruanos. So 100% from Peru. It is a product of Peru. Crickets was founded in 1993 in Piura, Peru. And again, these are Leche de Tigre plantain chips. He's drinking his plantain chips in a cup, the tiger. Tiger milk, winning. All right, so here's a question for you guys. Leche de Tigre. Leche de Tigre is essentially a marinade, but what is it a marinade? What is the marinade typically used for? So again, remember this is Peruvian. What is Leche de Tigre typically used for as a marinade? Let's see, anything we need to know? Nope. No Proposition 65 warnings. That's usually from stuff that comes from Asia. Oh, here's everything in English. Fried banana chips, Leche de Tigre flavor. How do you milk a tiger? I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? How do you milk a tiger? Quickly. Interesting smell. That's nice. It has an acid to it because typically leche de tigre is made with lime. but it's light, and it still has that kind of like vinegar acid. It's not overly salted. Sometimes these can be like really crunchy and really hard, depending on how thick they are, but they're relatively thin. They're sweet. No, naturally sweet because they're plantains. There's a different texture because sometimes you get the fried plantains and they kind of have the texture of potato chips, and at other times it's like really hard and crunchy, and this is somewhere in between. So really different. There's nothing bad about those. That's a thumbs up. That's going to get a thumbs up. All right. Now, the question was, because this is the flavor of this is leche de tigre, the question was, for what is leche de tigre typically used for as marinade? Now, I just want to get something clear. It is not tiger milk. It is not milk for the tiger. They just, for some reason, call it tiger milk, leche de tigre. But it does not come from a tiger. But what is leche de tigre typically used for? Used as a marinade. Now, part of the big tip-off is this is a product of Peru. So let's see who got this. Dave Aiken said meat tenderizer. Janice Yamanaka is let me try that in English. Janice Yamanaka said it is used to cure and flavor the fish in Peruvian ceviche. Norm made pork bouillon. Oh, artificially flavored. Well, I mean, that's a start. Do they still make it, Janice? I might have to get some. I mean, even if it's artificially flavored, it's, but the ramen I got has artificially flavored pork bouillon in it already. You milk a tiger. First, get a mama tiger. Second, try to milk her. Third, have your funeral pre-planned, or at least have good medical coverage. Yeah, Janice. Well, Dave and Janice, you're both correct. Meat tenderizer, because basically what you're doing is you're curing it with the acid, with the citric acid that's in lime. So the lime kind of cooks the outside of it. So as Janice said, it is used to cure and flavor the fish in Peruvian ceviche. Yeah, specific to Peruvian ceviche is that they use this leche de tigre to kind of cook, because you're going to have seafood in there, and eating raw seafood is kind of dangerous, and so they use this leche de tigre to marinate that, and the marinade kind of cooks it. The acid in the marinade kind of cooks the seafood. So yes, you're correct. It is for ceviche. So there we go. Now we are getting into our beverage, and this is going to be interesting. I think it's interesting mostly because of the culture and because the way it looks and everything, but I don't know that it's interesting from a standpoint of flavor, but we'll see. So what we have is another Jones soda. And again, I considered doing this as a separate episode, but it just seemed like, I don't know, maybe not. It has another movie tie-in. So this is Jones Cane Sugar Soda, and this is a Mortal Kombat tie-in, only in theaters October 24th, 2025. So that already came out. Did you guys hear about that? Did you guys hear about Mortal Kombat movie coming out in the theaters in October? I mean, October's over, and I don't remember seeing that. So that was quiet. This is Raiden Cream Soda. Now, one of the things I thought was cool was that it was clear, but to be fair and honest, like even colas typically would be clear if they didn't add caramel coloring to them. And like, I think it was Snapple. Snapple used to make it was either a root beer or a cola. I'm not sure which, but they didn't add the caramel coloring to it, so it was completely clear, which was kind of a fun thing. Typically, cream soda has almost kind of like a golden color, although some of them are clear, but most of them kind of had a golden color. So again, this is from Jones Soda. Jones Soda was originally founded in Vancouver, BC as Urban Juice and Soda Company by Peter Van Stalk in 1995. So again, this is a cream soda. I don't think we've ever done a cream soda. Cream sodas are pretty popular. So here's our question. Our question is, what is the primary flavor of cream soda? Why is it going in and out? All right. What is the primary flavor of cream soda? True story. In New Jersey, there's a place called Space Farms that has wild animals. Was visiting people ahead of us. Was looking at the tiger enclosure. A male tiger sprayed them with urine. Oh my God! It must have been a hell of a ride home for them. Yeah, well, marking their territory, I guess. Yeah, that cannot be fun. Hi, chat. Oh, Tom! It's Tom. Sorry I'm late. We had a power outage. Well, you're always welcome, Tom. The door is always open. Right now, the door's closed, but it's raining pretty heavy out there. So, all right. So we're going to try this Jones soda, and the question is, what is the primary flavor of cream soda? Guess where I got this opener? Guess. No, seriously, guess. You know what I like about this? This has a little tiny saw with a pointed edge on it, right? Because you never know when you're going to be out in the wild. You got your corkscrew, which everyone's going to need. You need got your bottle opener, which everyone's going to need. But like all of a sudden, you need a very tiny saw with a pointed end. Where do you go? You're all set. All right. I'm not going to save this lid because it's a typical Jones soda lid, and we have one from just a couple of weeks ago. Ooh. It smells like cinnamon toast. Why? Why does it smell like cinnamon toast? Lots of bubbles. That's nice. Oh, that is a nice smell. It smells like cookies. Now it's cane sugar. It should be really sweet. It's sweet, maybe not overly sweet. Now it's not candy sweet. I can't wrap my head around this because everything about this reminds me of cookies. The flavor reminds me of cookies. The smell reminds me of cookies. Why? It's a cream soda. Why is this reminding me of cookies? That's kind of messed up. That is kind of messed up. Wow. I don't understand that. It smells and tastes like cookies. It's a cream soda, but it smells and tastes like cookies. Have any of you experienced that? Have any of you had a cream soda and thought to yourself, this smells and tastes like a cookie? Anybody? Anyone? You don't even have to say no. I know you probably haven't. I don't know. I've drank cream sodas before, and I've never really experienced it. Not once, never. Exactly, Jules. Exactly. Why does this smell and taste like a cookie? If you like cookies, it's like a snickerdoodle or something. If you guys like cookies and if you like that kind of cookie and everything, you should try this. I mean, seriously, tell me I'm wrong. Maybe stroke or something. I don't know, but it smells and tastes like a cookie. I don't get it. I don't get it. That's it. I'm gonna have that's exactly. Call 911. Oh my God, this is weird. All right, so I will tell you that you can get those at major grocery stores. So Ralph's in Southern California has that. That's our Kroger store. So if there's a Kroger store near, they'll have it. And my guess is it's not just in Kroger stores. So I'm sure the large groceries will have it. It's pretty common to see these. And basically the way that I don't remember who's telling me, maybe Jules, maybe you were the one that was telling me about these Jones sodas. The way it works is that they'll come out with a limited edition one, and it stays on the shelf until they're all gone. And then they that's it. They just put it out there until they're all gone. And then when they're all gone, they're all gone. And that might be how it works. So I just recently got this, obviously, because, I get everything the week before I actually do a live stream. So, I would love to see your guys' take on this. So what I would like you to do, if you get a chance, is to get out and see if you can find this and take a smell of it, take a taste of it, and tell me if you get the same thing I get, which is like it smells and it tastes like cookies. I'd be really curious. And what you can do is you can leave a comment on the recorded live stream. So like after the, I think it takes 2 hours or something, and then the recording goes up. Seriously, if some of you, at least some of you, can try that and let me know. Let me know if I'm crazy, because like I said, to me it smells and it tastes like cookies. So I don't get it. Medication time. Medication time. Oh no, that's vitamin D. All right, so let's try this and see if we totally ruin it. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how this is going to work. Well, it gave it some color, didn't it? Ooh. Not bad at all. No, Jules, that's what I was thinking too. But apparently it's there's this weird cooling, like a mint kind of cooling effect in it, but there's no mint in the cream soda and there's no mint in the beer. So I don't know where that's coming from. That's really interesting. But again, the beer doesn't have like a really, really strong taste. It's really crisp. It's really light. I mean, it's not something I would order in a bar. And it's also not offensive. It's not something like these two complement each other either. But it's not terrible. It's not great. Comes in the middle on that. Man, that's weird. That is some weird stuff. Definitely time for my meds. All righty. Now, our question was initially, what is the primary flavor of cream soda? Let's see. Did anyone even answer that? Let's see. Janice Yamanaka said vanilla. And it looks like nobody else answered that. Yes, Janice, it is, in fact, vanilla. Vanilla is the primary flavor in cream soda. Or cookies. That's weird. All right. And as far as the film tie-in, did anybody else know about this Mortal Kombat movie? Or has anybody seen this Mortal Kombat movie? Anybody? All right, it's going to start getting interesting up in this hizzy. Do you remember me saying about that? The pork, the pork flavoring pork broth. I got your pork broth right here. So this is Mr. Cuero, and if you look at his glasses, he's got the Mexican flag in his glasses. This is Mr. Cuero. Patas, pickled pork's feet. Patas is feet, I believe. Spanish for feet. This is pickled pork's feet. Fresh and fully cooked. Enjoy, ready to eat. So I can see there's little red peppers floating around there. So I think you can see them all collected at the bottom. So I'm thinking that's going to be spicy, which is good. Ingredients, fresh pork feet. I can see that. Water, vinegar, carrot, salt, crushed chili, sodium nitrate, sodium erythorbate. So basic ingredients, all good stuff. And we're not going to do anything special with this. We're going to just take it out and we're going to eat it because that's how it's meant to be eaten. Jules, when we did the tribute to my mom, remember the live stream tribute that we did for my mom? Did we do pig's feet on that live stream? Because my mom used to make pig's feet on the stove. So she would buy pig's feet at the butcher shop or the grocery store. She would come home and she'd be like boiling that in a pot on the stove. And as kids, we were just like, Mom, why are you boiling the feet of pigs in a pot on the stove? But it was to make these. And then she would put it in like a jar of vinegar, salt, and some spices and stuff, and leave it in the refrigerator for about a week or so, and then go ahead and eat them. Oh, okay. They're still those red ones, right? The ones with the red broth. Yeah. Why don't you take them out and join me in eating some pig's feet today? So Cuero, this is Mr. Cuero is the product line, and Cuero is Spanish for leather. So it's Mr. Leather, and it's a pig. That makes sense. 1 second. I feel a sneeze coming on. I just dropped the tissues on the floor where I can't reach them. A good time is had by all. Mr. Cuero is a product line of Vallarta Supermarkets. Vallarta Supermarkets was founded in 1985 as Carniceria Vallarta by Enrique Gonzalez in Van Nuys, California, or Van Nuys, depending on how badly you pronounce stuff. All right, so here's a question about pig's feet. What is the common culinary term for a pig's foot? And what I mean by culinary term is like if you're going to do a recipe that involves pig's feet, what are they going to call the pig's feet? So what is the common culinary term for a pig's foot? All right, let's get this open. Now, usually these have like some kind of seal on them, and this one does not. You know, because who's going to walk to the store and open up pig's feet and start eating them? This is like a whole foot. So sometimes these are cut up into small pieces. This is like the whole foot. There's like 2 in here. I'm trying to get this out, and I think the bone is going to come out. Yep, the bone just popped right out. And there is our pig's foot. How do I do this without getting this all over the place? I can't. I'm making a mess here. I'm laughing with you, Ice Hand. All right, see, I should have had a plate. Oh, you know what I could do? I could use my goût mélange bowl, because this is going to be messy. I will do that. I will use my goût mélange bowl because we're going to put it in goût mélange anyways, right? All right, here we go. All right, there we go. So that is a pig's foot. That's it. That's a pig's foot. So I guess we're just going to take a bite of that. There's no neat, nice way to do it. The problem with pig's feet is that there's a lot of bone. And so it's kind of a work. Okay. So I'm not sure what kind of brine. Well, I mean, it did say there was vinegar in it, but it's not really strong vinegar. So these taste like maybe they're freshly cooked and they have not been sitting in the vinegar a long time. I have some pickles in the refrigerator, and I think afterwards I might actually put that pickle juice, or put the pig's foot in the pickle juice, or put the pickle juice in the pig's feet, just to kick that up a notch. So to me, it tastes like freshly cooked pig's feet and just a mild brine. There's parts that are chewy and then parts that are kind of gelatinous and just kind of fall apart in your mouth. Sometimes it leaves a weird taste in your, a weird flavor in your mouth. That one does not. The problem here is that there's an exceptional amount of bone and a very little amount of flesh around that bone. And so that's going to take a lot of work to work around that. And it's kind of a little bit of a negative, because you just want to kind of eat, even if you have to just kind of work around the bones in your mouth and everything, you just want to kind of eat that and be done with it. I'm going to have to give that a thumb. I mean, flavor-wise, it's pretty good. It does taste really fresh. It doesn't taste like it's been sitting for a while, but in some cases you want it to taste like it's been sitting in the brine for a while. So I'm gonna say thumbs up, trending down. I mean, it's not offensive. It tastes pretty good, but you just kind of want to kick up, and maybe it's just a familiarity thing that I would want to kick up the brine a little bit. So I'm gonna say thumbs up, trending downward slightly. Is this fear factor? Well, why would it be fear factor? If it was fear factor, I would be so like. I think if I ever went on the show Fear Factor, they would just kick me off and they go like, no, you know, this is no fun. It's no fun with you. You just ate that scorpion like it was nothing. You know, this is not fun. Not fun for us. And I'm like, so I think that's the thing is like, I don't know if I would be good on Fear Factor because I would eat just about anything they put out there. They're not going to poison you, right? They're not going to give you anything that's going to be hazardous to your health. But, you know, like, I don't know. So I think that's in some cases, some people. I'm getting tired of that focus thing. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. Some people accuse me of pretending to like things, right? Or pretending to not be like really offended by stuff. But I think it's because I can taste things with my palate and I can discern whether they're good or bad or anything without having that, you know. And there's something to be said for that. Like when you're doing a video or anything, I think people like that. People like when you go like, you know, spit it in a bag or something like that. I think people kind of like to see you suffer, but I like to see you suffer in a big way. For me, it's kind of like, all right, that's in my mouth. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to swallow it, but I don't like it, and I recognize that it doesn't taste good. So I think maybe it's an analytical thing for me, and some like my mouth and my taste bud is going like, okay, what's the texture of this? What's the taste of this and everything? Even if it's horrible or really, really bad, at least my mouth is telling me what's going on there, and I'm committed to eat it, and so I do. But I think in some cases, some people think I fake it. I fake my way through it, or it's not as bad as I'm pretending it like I'm saying it is, or it's worse than I'm pretending it is and everything. So I don't know. My nephew is gagging, looking at the leaf cutter ants pick. I have leaf cutter ants here somewhere. Where did I put those? I have those. I've not eaten them yet. I brought them with me from Colombia. I've not eaten those yet, and I should. What I want to do is I want to try to find somebody who can make. There's a dish in Colombia that they make with leftovers, and it's called calientada. Calientada, I think it's called. It's a dish that's made with leftovers, and I want to find somebody who can make that here and put the ants in it and do a calientada with the ants in it. But I've got ants somewhere here. Jules, did I leave them at your house? Did I leave the ants at your house? I hope not. I hope I brought them in. But they taste like crunchy bacon. They do. He gagged more. That's funny. All right. Yeah, thumb in the middle. Thumbs up, trending downward. All right. Our question was, what is the common culinary term for a pig's foot? Let's see who got that. I'm looking at that. Vanilla. That was the last question. Definitely not. They don't call it vanilla. Jules said trotters. Janice said trotters or petty toes. Isan said trotters, but if the pig was lazy, would they call them walkers or layers? Yeah, trotters. They are generally trotters. And they're an important ingredient if you're going to make head cheese. And how many people here? Let's do a poll, just because I like polls. Let's do polls. And I'm not talking because I can't talk and type at the same time. And boom. Okay. So we'll have that poll simmer for a little bit, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. All right. That most of that pig's foot is taking up my goop bowl. All right. What's next on our hit parade? Let's see. Yeah, housekeeping. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Some of you out there, between that and the pig's feet, are going to go like, Val, why are you so gross today? Why are you so out of focus? These are Taco Texas, not of Texas, Taco Texas hot okra pickles. Taco Texas was Taco Texas. Sounds like taco. Taco Texas was founded in 1950 by Dick and Mitzi Grimes in San Angelo, Texas. So this is hand-packed, crisp okra pickles, hot. Little hot in a little word. Now, it's Texas hot. I don't know what that means. Ingredients: okra, water, vinegar, salt, natural spices and flavors, calcium, good stuff. Must be refrigerated after opening to maintain safety. Do not stick in your eye to maintain safety. All right. So because the thing about okra is, I don't know if you've ever cooked with okra, but one of the things that kind of offends people about okra is it has what I like to call snot. It's the same thing as if you're cooking with cactus. If you're taking fresh cactus pads and you're cooking, it has. I guess you could call it mucus, you could call it slime, whatever you want to call it. I call it snot. So when you're cooking these, you kind of get that mucus, that slime that kind of comes out. And one of the ways that I found, at least with cactus, is like you parboil it, and it kind of gets rid of that. I don't know how you get rid of that when you're doing the okra. So like if somebody's putting okra in a frying pan and everything, and they get that, it's actually beneficial. There's actually some benefits to that slime. And it doesn't really affect the flavor or anything. It's just that some people just find that really kind of disgusting. So I think that's probably why a lot of people don't like okra. I don't know. Maybe some people just like the taste of okra because it does have a unique and interesting taste. But it'll be interesting to see how they taste hot and how they taste pickled. All right. So the question is, because again, we're talking about okra. From what region is okra native? From what region is okra native? Smells like brine. Oh, there's a little baby. I don't know if you're supposed to eat that top part, but I wasn't going to waste my time taking that off. No, it's fine. It's edible. First, right off the bat, I'm going to call them liars because it says Taco, Texas, hand-picked crisp okra pickles, and they're not crisp. They're not soggy, but they're not crisp. You're thinking of Okra Winfrey, Jules. Okra Winfrey is from Chicago. Nice level of pickling, of vinegar and salt. Not slimy. Now, I like okra. I've had it fried. I've had it in gumbo. I've had it in jambalaya and some other Cajun dishes. So I like okra. My problem with this one is that the taste of the okra is kind of mild compared with the brine. So the brine is just like, comes forward, and the brine takes center stage, and it almost takes away from the flavor of the okra itself. And I can't. It's not like I'm gonna rinse it off to see like how good the okra itself tastes. It tastes fresh enough. It doesn't. It's like I said. It's not wilty. It's also not crisp. It does taste like it's been cooked, because fresh okra is like kind of stringy and you have to chew it. I don't recommend it. I don't even know if you can. You might have to cook it before you eat it. That kind of bothers me a little bit. It kind of bothers me a little bit that the brine overpowers the taste of the okra. You do get the okra taste on the finish, so it does come in as an aftertaste, that the brine flavor. But I kind of have a problem with the fact that the brine overpowers the okra in there. So I'm going to say it doesn't overpower. I mean, you still do get that okra taste of the finish and everything. So I'm going to say thumbs in the middle, but trending upward. Trending upward because the okra itself does have a good taste. It's just that it's hard to get that taste out because of the brine. All right. So our question was, from what region is okra a native? Let's see. The answers were, Janice says the region around Ethiopia. Julie said, isn't she from Chicago? But she was talking about Okra Winfrey. Isen says, Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. It's not Oklahoma or Oklahoma. Samsonite. Samsonite? What? What? Huh? Yeah. Janice is right. West Africa. Not specific. Oh, she was more specific than she had to be, but yeah, okra is native to West Africa, and but it's big in the South. It's a big thing in the South. So I know people who've grown okra, but Yeah, big thing in the South. It ends up in a lot of Cajun dishes and stuff. I like it. I understand that some people do. Some people do. All right. So our question was: let's go back to our poll, and it's: have you ever had head cheese? And 83% of you, at least 83% of you who answered the question, 83% of you have not had head cheese. Well, we need to do something about that, don't we? We need to have you go out and try head cheese. Now, my recommendation is that you don't go out and buy like a brick of head cheese. You want to work your way into it. Now, so the reason I brought up head cheese in the first place was because when we're eating the pig's feet, the pig trotters, they're an important ingredient in making head cheese. So head cheese is the important thing about head cheese and making head cheese is getting that collagen out of the pig, the skin and the bones of the pig. And so what they do is the reason they call it head cheese is because they cook down the head of a pig. So they cut it in half. They take out the brain and the eyes because they don't want that to kind of flavor the meat. And then they cook down the head, the whole head, skull and everything. And they cook that down for hours. And then eventually it all falls off the bone. And they take the meat and then they kind of chop it up. They take a cleaver, they just chop it up in little bits, and they put it in a bread pan. And then they pack it in the bread pan, and then they pour the broth from it. Now, I'm sorry. So when they're cooking it, when they're cooking in the two halves of the head, they also throw in like one or two pig trotters, the pig feet, with a little bit of the ankle or whatever you want to call that in there, and that helps bring out more collagen into the broth. So they take the meat, chop it up, put it in the bread pan, pour the broth in it, and then put it in the refrigerator. And what happens is that collagen solidifies and it makes like a gelatin. And that gelatin is what holds it all together. And the idea is to kind of tightly pack the meat enough so that the broth can seep into the cracks, filling that all in. And then when it solidifies, that gelatin is what holds it together. And then you just kind of take slices of it and it's a lunch meat, essentially. I don't know that if there's other practical purposes for it other than using it as lunch meat. I know there's some Vietnamese dishes that have like pieces of head cheese in it, but in general, I think most people just use it as a lunch meat. So your homework assignment, at least 83% of you, is to try head cheese. So go to your deli. Most very large, well-stocked grocery stores in the deli section where they have meats are going to have head cheese. And just get like a 1/4 pound thinly sliced head cheese. Go home, make yourself a sandwich, put a little bit of mustard in there, maybe put, if you like pickles, put a pickle spear in there or two, and try that. And then next time we get together, I want you to let me know. Or leave a comment on this live stream. So again, usually it's about 2 hours after the live stream finishes that it goes up. But go out this week and try to find some head cheese. Just get a 1/4 pound or so. That's like probably enough to make a sandwich or two. And then come back and then leave a comment on this live stream and tell me what you thought of the head cheese, right? It's not going to have like a pig's face in it. You're not going to be looking at a pig's face or anything like that. It's just going to be chunks of meat and that gelatin holding it together. So please do me the favor of doing that as our homework assignment. Is sometime this week, go to your local grocery store, get some head cheese, get it sliced kind of thin, make yourself a sandwich, and let me know what you think. Head to the store to ready for the week ahead. My love to all Trippy pals. Oh, you're taking off, Jules. Okay, hon. As long as you're heading to the store. Oh, no, you had head cheese. You've had head cheese before. Let's see. I voted no because I'm allergic. Oh, you're allergic. Well, then don't do it. You get a pass. I do not want anybody eating anything that they're allergic to on my account. So please, if you are allergic to pork, whatever, please don't do it. Or if it's a religious thing, if you're kosher or something, and you don't eat pork, don't do it, please. But if not, please try it. All right, hon. I'll be home all day, and if you want to give me a call later, fine, I'll be here. But I will talk to you soon. Love you. Bye. All right, last snack. All right, we did settle that okra is native to West Africa. And we are on to our last snack. Oh, no, we got 2 more. I'm sorry. My fault. Why does it look like I have 1? Oh, okay. These are from Rufus Teague, and says Rufus Teague barbecued some peanuts, but the name of the company is not Rufus Teague barbecued some peanuts. It's just Rufus Teague. We did a Rufus Teague peanut product before. We did the hot honey, I think it was. These are genuine, Mr. Douglas. I'm going to offer you this genuine hot barbecue honey roasted nuts from Rufus Teague. Rufus Teague, genuine hot barbecue honey roasted nuts. Now, there's flames in the bottom. They look red. We will see how hot we think these are. Rufus Teague was founded in 2004 by John McCone in Kansas City, Missouri, which is known for their barbecue, by the way. So here's a question for you. What do Rufus Teague and Betty Crocker have in common? What do Rufus Teague and Betty Crocker have in common? Thank you, Ice Hand. I'm glad you got that reference. I think we'll use the scissors. We're going to open this guy upside down. Mr. Douglas. What reminded me of Mr. Haney is that, as you know, Tom, old guy in Colorado, has another channel called the Old Guy Radio Players, and he does 1940s radio shows. And last night? What did I say? Last night? Yes, last night we filmed a couple episodes of George and Pudgy Show. So I play Pudgy, because I'm Pudgy, I'm not sure. I play Pudgy. If you have not heard the show, Pudgy has a voice that's kind of a cross between, let's see, how would you describe it? He's kind of like Mel Brooks and, Mel Blanc, like kind of Bugs Bunny and My Cousin Vinny. So it's somewhere there. His voice is somewhere between My Cousin Vinny and Bugs Bunny. I don't know why. That's just the voice I use. Anyways, we filmed yesterday, and one of their wives' parents, they're from the South, and the guy who does the voice for the parent decided he was going to use his Pat Buttram, Mr. Haney voice. So when you were talking about Green Acres, the character on Green Acres was Mr. Haney. The actor who played Mr. Haney was Pat Buttram. And when he was doing Pudgy's father-in-law, he did Pudgy's father-in-law with that Mr. Haney voice. Mr. Douglas, I'm prepared to offer you, for a limited time only, these Rufus Teague barbecued some peanuts, hot barbecue honey peanuts. All right, we're going to try that. Did I ask a question? Yeah, I did. All right, these are coated with sugar, which is kind of weird. Well, it says honey roasted peanuts. Did they put sugar on it to kind of fake that honey flavor? I don't know. It's hot barbecue, honey roasted peanuts, and you could see the sugar crystals sitting on top of that. It's kind of odd. And these are weird looking peanuts too. They're almost round. Let's see what they think is hot. Ooh, there's a strange flavor. That is exceptionally sweet. And I think it's that sugar, honestly. Oh, sorry, Janice. The question is, what do Rufus Teague and Betty Crocker have in common? There's Rufus Teague. What do Rufus Teague and Betty Crocker have in common? These are weird. All right. I can see if you're going for that sweet barbecue sauce flavor, you go with molasses or something like that. These are coated with sugar. So it doesn't have that barbecue sauce sweetness. It has like a candy sweetness because of the sugar. It's really kind of weird. Now, the level of heat's really nice. It's not painfully hot, but it's not subtle either. And it does stay with you. Initially, you do get that barbecue sauce flavor but then that goes away, and you're stuck with the heat and the sugar, and those are the two primary flavors, and they're even more powerful flavors than the peanuts. Nice texture on the peanuts, though. I'm getting sweet and hot. Not getting barbecue sauce. I'm not getting barbecue sauce sweet. Oh no. It says hot barbecue. I guess they do deliver on that. It does have a little bit of smokiness to it. I mean, they're accurate. They do hit the mark on that. Again, I just wish they went more with a sweet barbecue sauce flavor than to coat it with sugar. The heat is on point. I'm gonna give it a thumbs in the middle, trending upward, and the thumbs in the middle because you put the words barbecue in big letters on there, and it doesn't really have that barbecue sauce flavor, again, because I think the sugar kind of takes over, the crystallized sugar on the outside kind of takes over, and then the heat comes in, and you kind of lose that whatever barbecue sauce flavor you may or may not have there. So yeah, thumbs in the middle, trending upward because it has a good flavor and everything. It's just that calling them hot barbecue doesn't quite hit the mark. So there we go. All right, so the question was, what do Rufus Teague and Betty Crocker have in common? Let's see. Icehan said, Rufus and Betty had a love child from a brief affair, Bob's Big Boy. That's funny. Janice Yamanaka said they are both fictional characters invented for marketing purposes to promote food products. And Janice, you are absolutely correct. Betty Crocker and Rufus Teague do not exist. They are not real people. Can you think of anybody else? Anybody else? There's a couple that immediately come to mind of other people who are not real people, who are just fictional characters. I will tell you that Orville Redenbacher was a real person. I will tell you that Colonel Sanders was a real person. The Colonel Sanders that they have on commercials now is not a real person because Colonel Sanders is dead. Colonel Harlan Sanders was the one who started Kentucky Fried Chicken. So he was a real person. Colonel Sanders was a real person. Orville Redenbacher was a real person. But there are a couple of other ones that immediately come to mind of fictional people who are kind of spokesmen for products. And I suppose you could say Ronald McDonald would be one, but Ronald McDonald is the clown, so he kind of does exist because he's a clown, but he is a fictional character. Yes, Ice Hand, Aunt Jemima. The Morton Salt Girl, I wouldn't say the Morton Salt Girl per se, only because it's not like she has a name, right? Aunt Jemima has a name, and or had a name, but was not a real person. Morton Salt Girl could be like, hey, this girl is a Morton Salt Girl, and no one knows who she is or anything. So I was thinking of the big one. I was thinking of Aunt Jemima, but the other big one I was thinking of was Juan Valdez. Juan Valdez, Nipper is if I'm not mistaken, is the RCA dog. Is that right, Ice Hand? The RCA dog, his name was Nipper? The sound of his master's voice? Yes? No? Yeah, that's what I thought. The RCA dog. For those who don't know, when I'm talking about the RCA dog, is RCA Records, or as in Recording Corporation of America or something. When they first came out, their logo was a Victrola. And if you know what a Victrola is, it's a wind-up record player that played 78s, and it had this big horn coming out, and there was a dog sitting in front of facing the Victrola, listening to his master's voice coming out of the speaker. And so Nipper was the mascot for RCA. And the reason it said his master's voice is because supposedly he was listening to a record being played through a Victrola that had his master's voice coming out of the speakers. And he was like, why is my master in this cone? So that's the RCA story. The Gerber baby, because they didn't give the Gerber baby a name, the Gerber baby was a real baby. So there was a contest. They had a contest. I think it was like for $1,000 or something, some kind of contest. They were looking for a baby to be the model for. The rumor was it was who was the actor, famous actor in Casablanca? What was his name? Humphrey Bogart. Some people say it was Humphrey Bogart. It was not Humphrey Bogart because they had done an interview with the person that was the Gerber baby. Again, they picked a baby and they used that baby, the likeness of that baby for the Gerber baby, but they kind of didn't give it a name. So that's why I think, the Gerber baby might not count. But the big one for me would be Juan Valdez, because Juan Valdez does not exist, never did exist, does not exist at all. And the irony of that is in Colombia, there's a big coffee chain, like a Starbucks, Pete's Coffee, one of those kind of places. There's a coffee chain in Colombia called Juan Valdez, and then they have his kind of likeness on there and everything. But he's a fictional character. There was an actor who originally played him, and he's a real person, but he's portraying a fictional character because Juan Valdez never existed. So Rufus Teague, Betty Crocker, Aunt Jemima, Juan Valdez, not real people. All right, we got one left. How are we doing time? 3:55? Yeah, I'm sorry if I wasted time. I did rate that, and I did answer the third question, right? I did. All right. So let's get on to our last one. I think we're still going to have, if you guys don't mind hanging around, maybe 5 minutes. We're going to do melange. These look really interesting. Not sure what to think of these. Interesting packaging. These are Tostecas Fire Pops. These are a product of El Salvador because the company, wrong side, the company is Diana. We've done a bunch of Diana snacks before. If you go to the San Salvador airport, if for some reason, I don't know if any of you have gone through the El Salvador airport, but if you do, there is a Diana store in the airport because Diana is a El Salvador company. And there is a store in the airport. It's not like a grocery store size. It's a relatively small store, but they have like every product that Diana makes there. So this is a product I haven't seen these before, but these are Tostecas, and they are Tostecas Fire Pops. That's all I know about it. Diana was founded in 1951 by Max Olano and Pablo Tesac in San Salvador, El Salvador. So here's a movie trivia question. As long as we're talking about El Salvador, who was sending Bibles to El Salvador in the movie Repo Man? So in the movie Repo Man, who was sending Bibles to El Salvador? All right. I don't know what to think of these. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking that these are either like Cheetos or Takis. I'm not sure. Haven't seen them before. They're like Cheetos. They look like Cheetos. I mean, that looks like the crunchy Cheetos. It looks like there's sugar on those too. It's the texture of the crunchy Cheetos. It has that flaming hot heat, like a vinegar heat. Oh, wow. Yeah. That kicks in fast. That heat kicks in fast. So texture-wise, I would say they're almost identical to the crunchy Cheetos. Pretty sure they're corn. Yep, cornmeal. I don't see any other kind of wheat in there. There's an onion in there. Chili, spicy chili, natural flavors, sugar. Interesting. Oh yeah, that's a mean heat. So it starts out sort of like the Flamin' Hot, but it's not as chemical tasting as Flamin' Hot. And it has a really kind of a toasty flavor. Like a baked toasty flavor. And really strong vinegar. I didn't see vinegar on the ingredients. It has to be. Because it's very, either that or it's lime, citric acid, and acetic acid. Acetic acid is vinegar. So it does have vinegar in it. strange that they call it acetic acid. Those are pretty good. Well, it does say spicy and lime flavor. Oh, extruded corn snack. This is going to make you buy it. Extruded corn snack with acid, spicy and lime flavor. That's accurate as hell. Not going to make you want up and buy it, though. It's actually pretty good. It seems like you'd eat a limited amount of those. It does have a burn that sticks with you. So, like, I think if you were to snack on those, you eat a few, wait, eat a few, wait, something like that. But they're pretty good. Again, they're not like overwhelmingly good, and they're not like something you just sit down and eat that whole bag and everything. So I'm going to say thumbs up, but trending downward slightly. Yes, Janice, you are absolutely correct. Now, Janice, it would surprise me, but I would just think it was so cool if you were a fan of that movie, because you're absolutely correct. Oh, no, actually, you're partially correct. So Otto's parents sent Otto's parents sent the money that they were going to give to Otto to go to Europe. They gave the money to the Reverend Larry's telethon so that Reverend Larry could send Bibles to El Salvador. So it's like, hey, Mom, Dad, I really love you. I'd like to get that money. Like now, we don't have the money anymore, son. We gave it to the Reverend Larry's telethon. We're sending Bibles to El Salvador. You're on the Chariots of Fire roster, just like us. What do you think of the meat snack sausage idea? Meat snack sausage idea? Meat snack sausage idea. Refresh my memory, Steve. I've never seen the movie Google is my friend. Oh, my God. Well, you got that right. I was kind of surprised. So it was Otto's parents. Otto was asking his parents for the money that they were going to give him to go to Europe if he finished school, but he wanted the money first. He wanted $1,000, and so he was kind of sucking up to them, and then they told him, we don't have the money anymore, son. We gave it to the Reverend Larry, who's going to be sending Bibles to El Salvador. So that's one that always sticks. There's some very, very excellent lines in that movie, and some very, very funny dialogue in that movie. I think probably the most famous scene in that movie is Miller, who is the guy that works in the yard, who's the one that takes everything out of the cars and burns it in a trash barrel. Miller is by the way, everyone in the movie is named after a beer. So Miller, who is, except for Otto, he's named after cars. So Miller is burning the stuff in the trash barrel, and he's talking to Otto, and he says, suppose you're thinking about a plate of shrimp. Suddenly somebody says plate or shrimp or plate of shrimp. Out of the blue, no explanation and no need for one. It's all part of that cosmic unconsciousness. And so later on in the film, Otto's like walking down the street, and in the window of a store, you see this big sign that says Play-Doh shrimp. Sounds pretty funny. Episode of Trippy Food, you grind up various meat snacks to make a sausage. I like that, but the thing about grinding up meat snacks to make a sausage is most of those meat snacks are kind of in sausage format anyway. But I kind of do like the idea. I would want to have like a proper kitchen to do that. I don't really right now. So let's put that on hold. But did you put that in the suggestion box? If you did not, put that in the suggestion box, because I like the idea. We'll have to do some kind of variation on that, because I just don't want to take something like this and grind it up and make sausage with it, because like it's almost sausage now. So we'd have to develop that a little bit, I think. Okay, great, thanks. All right, it is time once again. So we're a little bit late. It's 4:04, but I got a few minutes. If you guys have a few minutes, it is time on Trippy Food when we do goût mélange. Now, I'm going to start with the pig's feet, because the rest of that pig's foot is in my goût mélange bowl. So let's start with that. I'm going to try to cut some meat off that with a knife without killing myself. Let's see. I think I can do this. It's just that I don't want to have to work around bones and stuff in there. I want to make this as simple as possible. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Some nice pieces there. This is going to be a weird goût mélange for certain. We're mixing some really crazy stuff together here today. I don't think we've done like wet stuff since we've done like, I think like we did sardines or something like that. But you know, pig's feet is a new one for us. Yeah, that's the thing. Is the thing with pig's feet is like sometimes it's so much bone. It's a lot of work to get through. But you know that's good because you don't fill up on it because you spend a lot of time working. I think that's enough. I think I should. I'm going to ask you guys what you think. Remember, I did the tamarind at the beginning. It wasn't really part of the live stream. Should I put some tamarind in there too? What do you guys think? I'm going to have it, right? Cult Moo used to do a segment called "Will It Sausage." You could look that up. Oh, okay. So something like that. So maybe we're not talking about meat, like meat sticks or something like that. Maybe we're talking about something else. Maybe some other meat object and making it into a sausage. I would also probably do something that's already cooked so that we don't have to cook the sausages. Otherwise, we're talking about an episode. Put the tamarind in. I'll put the tamarind in. Okay, here we go. Here's our tamarind. See if I can get that off the seed. It's really sticky. You guys, maybe I can squeeze the seed out. That is a sticky mess. I managed to just get all over my fingers. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's seed in there. I might have to put it. I'm just gonna have to put it in with the seed in it, and I'll just like work around the seed and spit the seed out. I'll just do that because to me it seems like too much work to get around that. Oh, there we go. Here's a nice piece. I wish I could show you guys what I'm doing, but again, I'm gonna have to work with camera angles and stuff like that. And there's our pig's feet. Once again, I've neglected to get water or something to wash my hands off with. All right, so now let's do one of these bacon and pork meat sticks. I'm just going to cut that in little slices. I feel like I'm in the deli from hell. I think that ought to be enough. Oh, maybe I'll put in a couple more pieces. Yeah, I'll put a couple more in there. There we go. All righty. What else we got? These Choco, what are they called? Choco Roles. All right, that's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be a weird one today. There we go. All right. The Rufus Teague peanuts, I'm just going to pour those in. That's going to give it some heat. You can tell right now. All right. Our pickled okra. I know what I said. I'm going to have to do a couple of these because these are little. There we go. Again, it's mostly brine. I'm tasting more brine and less okra, but, you know, they don't always. I'll cut that up. Have any of you ever made a gout mélange of your own? Like, have you ever, like, maybe after a party, you've seen that you had like a bunch of things together. There's a charcuterie board, there's a dip, there's a bunch of stuff, and just think to yourself, hey, you know what? Val makes gout mélange. Maybe I could make gout mélange. Did any of you guys ever do that? I mean, you know, I'm a trained professional, so kids don't try this at home. The OG strange food mixer. That's me. Let's see, what else? Okay, these Salvadoran Cheetos. Which also were hot. All right. We do have a lot of savory stuff today. All right, let's see. Our fake potato skins. They should just break apart, I think. Yep. All right, there's that. What am I missing? Oh, our plantains, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Our plantains. I don't know how well these are going to break up, but we'll see. Oh, okay, that's fine. Let's put in a couple more. There we go. My hands are a mess. An utter mess. Usually I come well prepared. I have water and stuff to wash my hands with. I did not do that this time. Let's see, find myself a nice spoon here. Mix that up. Oh my God, this is going to be crazy. There's like meat sticks and chocolate and cake and okra and tamarind. This is craziness in a bowl. There we go for your screenshots, everybody. All right, here we go. I missed the dude too, Stoner. I don't see him in a couple weeks. Here's my bud. Not as crazy as I thought. The texture, the crunchiness you're hearing are the peanuts. Now, I don't think I got any cake in that bite. Let's try to get some cake and get some pork skin in there. Okay. That's weird. It's weird because it's weird. But there's all kinds of crazy different flavors that just don't mix together really well. Really just offbeat, crazy flavors. Really strange textures. Really strange textures and flavors together. Whereas every single bite, every single mouthful, there's like a weird texture here, a weird texture there, a weird flavor there, spiciness, hot, sweet, all over the place. And here's the weird thing. The weird thing is that it works. It's not like I've done some of these where like one thing just kind of like caramel or something just kind of like lays over the top of it and go like, oh my God, that just ruins it. This is like totally disgusting. But it's not the case here. For some reason, everything, I can't explain why everything works here. We got meat sticks, we got chocolate snacks, we got plantains, we got tamarind and everything. It should not work, but for some bizarre reason it does, and that's really, really odd. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it I'm going to give it a thumbs up, trending downward, and trending downward just because like nobody in their right mind would actually make something like that, but I did, and I'm going to own it because it's good melange and that's what we do here. But it's not bad. It's an adventure because I hate that focus thing. It just drives me nuts. How do you get that back? How do you get that focus back? That's all right. You're just gonna have to look at me fuzzy for the next couple of minutes. Oh, there we go. All right. So, did you have any problem getting the dude through customs when you came back to the USA? No, but Ice Hand, I came back without dude. So, I won't see him again until either he comes here or I go there. So we'll figure it out. And not that there's a problem. The issue is how much do you want to pay? Because it's expensive. Because you have to get a doctor's some sort of like a veterinarian certification and everything. And I think unless you're going to put him in luggage or down below, and you have to pay for him to bring him in the cabin and stuff like that. And so there's obviously a really high expense with bringing a dog back and forth. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to give that thumbs up, trending downward on that gout melange. We went maybe a little bit longer than we've gone longer than this before, but I appreciate you guys hanging out. So again, as I mentioned at the beginning of it, Janice and I got together yesterday. We filmed a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming up. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There is a Thanksgiving episode of George and Pudgy. We just finished that last night, and that's going to be out. I think Tom usually puts those out like the day before, so it'll probably be the day before Thanksgiving. So if you go to the Old Guy Radio Players, go to that website. Go to that YouTube channel. There'll be a George and Pudgy out, and we filmed some other stuff. So there'll be some other stuff that's going to be up soon as well. So check that out. Also check out the other channels of the people that we support. Nashies. Tom, Old Guy in Colorado. Check out the other channels. Give them some love. Subscribe, like the videos, leave comments and everything because it definitely helps them out. And I'm sure they will appreciate your support. I appreciate your support as well. We're kind of hovering somewhere around 6,080. We go up a little, we go down a little bit. We kind of hover around that. If you enjoy our live streams, if you enjoy our episodes, if you like our channel, then show us some love and subscribe and like the videos and leave comments as well, because it definitely helps. So we would appreciate that if you do. We don't want you to do any fake stuff, no bots, nothing like that. But if you have not subscribed and you do enjoy watching Trippy Food, we would definitely appreciate that. A lot of fun stuff coming up. Holidays coming up. That's going to be some fun stuff. We have a Trippy Food Thanksgiving Day special that was so big we had to split it up into 3 days. So it's going to start Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the end of it's going to be Thursday. That's going to be fun coming up. Definitely check that out. As I have always said, I love spending time with you guys. This is like, really, really and truly, I don't make money doing this. So it's not like I have to do this to make money. This is not my day gig. And so I do this because I just really like spending time with you guys. I like interacting with you guys. And you are, truly, this is truly a great community. I love interacting with you guys. I apologize deeply, especially the more people we get in the chat and everything. Sometimes if I don't respond to you, please, everybody else, keep me honest on this and let me know. Say like somebody asked you a question, you didn't answer that or something, because we're not big, we're small. And we're small enough that I should be able to get back to everybody, and I want to make sure that I do that. So I really and truly appreciate your support. I hope that you like the videos. If you have any ideas for stuff that you'd like to see, even if you'd like to see like some sort of format change, like, hey, every once in a while, Val, why don't you do this? Or why don't you do that? I'm going to try to see if I can work out doing live streams from like a restaurant that's doing something unusual or something like that. I'm going to see if I can do that. It's a little bit more difficult, but I'm working on doing stuff like that. But if you have any ideas or anything you'd like to see us try or let us do, please let us know. Leave a comment here. Leave a comment on our suggestion box, which is in the posts section. But let us know. We're happy to oblige unless it endangers human life. Then we're almost always willing to try it. So really, really appreciate it. And you spending time with us and spending part of your weekend with us. really love you guys, and I truly mean that. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and hope you all have a very good week coming up ahead. But just remember that in this world, it's crazy out there. So please be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.